All right, so here we have an image that I drew on December 13th for my new animated horror film that I'm working on. I'll reveal more details about it in 2024, but it does feature a bunch of different monsters, so it's not just a zombie film or anything like that. But I did draw this with a ballpoint pen, and you could see it's got a lot of detail that I was able to add to it. And then bringing it into Krita, which is a really great program, I had to give it more contrast, but you can see there's still more detail here that I don't want as part of the image. So I had to isolate that and then continue to work on it. And then I finally was able to clear it up because the image had some shadows on it and stuff like that I had to really isolate. All right, so then that piece there, I was able to add some color to it. And then if we continue, let's see. Then I gave it some shading, and I gave the clothes some shading, and a lot of the different colors I just highlight with the selection tool. So I'll just go like that and isolate the belt and then color that individually. And then I finally started adding some contrast and saturation here, you can see. And then finally for the clothes. And then moving on, give the eye a little color. And then when he actually, I did want to give it a little blood, so I added that right there. That gives it a little more interesting look. And then I did isolate all the layers individually, and I finally gave it a glowing red eyes. That'll be an option. It won't always be glowing eyes, so the film will allow it to be either like that or with the glowing eyes. Then I have this full assembled zombie here, and this will go right into Anime Studio Pro version 8. And then from there, I'll be able to animate it and give it the skeleton and everything else to be able to move it around. For now, I'll just show a real quick example of the face. You can move the jaw like that, and you could do that in the Anime Studio Pro much easier. That's that piece there, and then the arms will move and the legs and everything else once I give it more structure. But back in the old days, for City of Route 1, and then Shock Invasion and Dead Fury, you didn't have any skeletons to work with in the image ready, so you had to go into the file and you had to go under the rotate tool, and then you had to move it like that if you wanted his arm to move. But then you'd have to rotate it like that, and then you could only do that if you made a duplicate, because if you did that to the original layer, it would start off like this for the rest of the layers. So that was a little tricky, but Anime Studio Pro makes it much easier. Like if I did want to move that arm in image ready on the old Photoshop, I would just duplicate that layer, and then I would go, okay, now I have to rotate it. So I just move that pivot point there and then rotate it like that. And then you just go, okay, complete. And the more you rotated it, the blurrier the image got in the old Photoshop. So then you would keyframe that animation there from the original frame there. And that's how you would get things to rotate and scale in image ready. but it's much easier now, which is great for an individual artist. But the new movie I'm working on for 2024, and then maybe beyond that, 2025. But it'll be a horror movie and horror animated film. I have the script completed and just have to record the dialogue and do a couple drafts of the script, but um, everything's ready to go. The script is like a blueprint, so once I have that all settled in, then of course I have to create all the creatures. I have a bunch of these, not zombies, but other creatures, monsters that I have to piece together and animate and give actions and so on. But it's a really fun process. I'm looking forward to working on it, and I'll reveal more information in 2024, and maybe I'll have a trailer later in the year. But that's it for now. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell icon. And of course, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a fan of my artwork. And I hope you have a good holiday, a good Christmas ahead.